All right, folks, I got Billy Ward here with Catch and Release Nation. It's a Facebook group, but it has exploded this year, and I just wanted to give him an opportunity to talk about a little bit of it. And what was your expectations when you first started this site?
Well, the funny thing is I didn't really have any expectations when I first started it. I was just mainly thinking a way to put some pictures out there to get some friends to like them, and I only had a few friends that actually interacted with me on the picture, so I decided to do a group. And knowing that I'd fished my whole life, catch and release, and you know, I very rarely keep fish, and I decided to call it Catch and Release, and throwing in the Nation was just an extra thing to kind of catch some attention.
Right.
But little did I know that throwing in the Nation part was actually going to be a winner, because what it did is it pulled in nations from all over the world, and they started liking my pictures, commenting on the pictures. So then I started thinking, well, maybe I've got something here, and from there it's kind of morphed into more of a group to bring people from all over the world in, where they can show their pictures or maybe their videos, link off to their YouTube, whatever they want to do, give people a chance to like their pictures, but also to put forward the word of catch and release. Because I've noticed since I started back in January.
So it's not even a year old, right?
No, 6 months old.
How many members do you have?
Well, as of today's the 30th, I think, of June, 30th of June, we have now hit a little over 10,000 members. So I'm thinking by the end of the year we should be close to 20,000 members. It's expected to be a whole lot more than that. But getting back to where I was, knowing that I had all these nations coming together from all over the world, I started realizing through talking to them one-on-one in Messenger and stuff on Facebook that there are countries out there that don't practice catch and release at all. They don't even understand what that term means.
Right.
Then there's countries where all they do is catch and release, and they don't understand harvesting out of smaller bodies of water to keep the fish populated right, and so you're not overpopulating with a certain species. And so I'm in the middle of something kind of big here, because I'm trying to bring everybody together and get on the same page. It's teaching countries that don't understand catch and release at all to teaching countries that understand it way past the point that it needs to be understood,
right,
and kind of finding a middle ground, and where everybody can go, yeah, that's a good place to be. And that's kind of where I want catch and release to go, as far as the direction I'm headed with it.
Right. Now, you said by, what'd you say, a couple months or next year you expect to be at 20,000?
Yeah, I expect by the end of the year, that's what I'm hoping. I mean, we made 10,000 in the first 6 months, why not 20,000 in the second? And the way Facebook works, every member has members, friends, and so it kind of multiplies on itself, so it could well blow past 20,000.
Now, have you had any attention from like companies or like, you know, bigger name people?
Yeah, I get people weekly wanting to talk to me about partnerships, wanting me to sponsor them. I've had teams want me to sponsor their tournament teams, that kind of thing. I'm not really into sponsoring anything right now. Right now, I'm just trying to get the catch and release word out. I want our group to catch on, with more and more people joining in. I've had several companies that were interested in selling their product, partnering up with me, wherein come to Castaway Rods, where I talked to the owner of Castaway Rods. He actually contacted me and asked had I thought about it, and up to that point I didn't know what I was doing at that point. Didn't know if I really wanted to get into that. But they took a chance with me, because it's never been done on Facebook with a group. Right. That a company has taken a chance on just a Facebook group.
Now, is this a private group or is it a public group?
This is a private group. You have to join in order to be a part of it.
So like I'm obviously a member, so if someone wanted to join, I'd have to send them the invite to join the group before they could even see it.
Exactly. There's a place at the top of the page. It says add, and it'll have some pictures of some people that you're friends with that are probably in your Facebook group. You just click on that ad, throw their name in there, you put a little check, and they're in there. And if they don't like it, they can always just opt out. They don't have to stay. You're not forcing them to stay a part of the group. but I very rarely have anybody opt back out because it's just a really neat place to be. Go and look at what other people are doing around the world. I mean, we have, there's guys on from the Amazon to Europe to Ireland, which is, you know, kind of Europe, to Japan. I mean, there's just so many different nations showing what they're catching in their nation and posting it on this group for everyone to enjoy. So.
I've really enjoyed the site. Like, I get to see, you know, like you said, from other countries, fish that I've never even seen. And just the other day, there was a Wales catfish on there, and I believe it was caught in the United Kingdoms.
I believe so, yeah.
And folks, if y'all want to join this, I'll do it. I'll just ask him right now, would it be all right with you if people that are fans of Carolina Outdoor Adventure TV sent me a request and asked me to add them to the group? Would that be fine with you?
Oh, it'd be excellent. Yeah, it'd be excellent.
See, since I've met Billy, you know, he's just been a really stand-up guy, and he's done nothing but try to help educate people on how to catch and release and how to do it a very healthy way. And speaking of a healthy way, there's a product that he uses, and it's actually called Catch and Release. Can you elaborate a little bit on that to tell people what that is?
It's just, it's a formula that they've come up with, and it's been around for several years now. It just comes in handy when you're catching fish and you're putting them in the live well. Put some of this in there. It actually will prolong the life of the fish. It keeps the stress levels down on them. It helps it keeps their body temperature regulated because they're not stressed out. So when you do get back from the tournament being over at the weigh-in or wherever you end up, you know, showing your fish and picking out, you know, the winner, then when you release them, it's a 99% survival rate using this stuff. Keeping your live well going, keeping it aerated right, and just not trying to stress the fish out. That's the most important thing.
Right.
And then, you know, you're releasing them back, and you've got generations to come that are going to be out here. My kids are already in this world now, and they're going to be growing up, and they're going to want to come out to Santee. They're going to want to catch these fish that these tournament anglers are catching on a regular basis and turning loose, just like their generations will come. So that's why it's important to keep these fish healthy.
I've really had a good day today here, folks. I hate to say it, but right now I'm getting the big peppy. I got the skunk right now on the boat. Tony and Billy here, they've both caught one, but it's just like we said earlier, it's really hard this time of year to just bring fish in the boat like it would be in the fall or early spring, you know, right during pre-spawn and stuff like that. But I'm hoping before I leave that I'll end up catching one. But if I don't, you know what? That's fishing. That's why you come out here. And it's not just about coming out here and putting a fish in the boat, although it is nice. But it's about coming out here and fellowshipping and learning stuff from each other. Because I know there's many of times that I've been fishing with friends, just like today. They'll be putting them in the boat, and I'll be over here like, so, where's my fish at? You know, but ain't much you can do about it. You just got to practice, just pay attention. You know, if they are catching fish and you're not catching fish, watch their action, because you can sit here and use the same lure and everything. And we was talking about this earlier, you and Tony, y'all was fishing the same lure, everything, and Tony was putting them in one day, and it happened to be your day to, you know, not do so well. What was the difference there?
Huh. Oh, you're talking about when we were pier fishing. Yeah, that was a pretty funny story. Tony was catching one right at the other. Well, I said, well, it's time for me to quit playing around, and I put on the same thing he did. He was still catching them. I wasn't catching anything. I said, let me see your lure. I want to see exactly what you're doing. Oh, man, it's the same thing. You've got the same thing. I said, just let me see it. The weight, the bullet weight, was one size bigger than the one I was using. And so I laughed at him. I said, oh, you've been holding out. You've been lying to me. We cut up about it. I put that bullet size. I changed the weight, that one size difference. Immediately started catching fish. And it was just one right there. We were both just like, can you believe it? You know, you hear stories about the little line difference making a difference, or, you know, the size lure making a difference, but a bullet weight can make a difference. It just depends on the day.
It's crazy, man. It can be as simple as you could have the same bait with one that has a chartreuse tip tail on it, and it'll make the difference. You never know, but y'all stay tuned. There's a lot of fish going around out here.
I would like to say one thing, too, before we go. Castaway, since I partnered with Castaway, they've been a really great company to work with. They're allowing us to give away a free rod every month.
Right.
The first one's going to be done July 4th. There's a contest going on right now. But then every month I'm going to have a new contest to give away a free rod, and not only just a castaway rod. For the members of our group only, they will actually come with an emblem of our logo on the rod. It'll be similar to this rod. This is one of their Trantis rods from Castaway. The emblem will be up here somewhere, and it'll be Catch and Release Nation put on the rod itself. But only members can get this rod.
Well, that is awesome.
So, and you'll be able to pick those out when you win the contest. So.
Well, there you have it, folks. If y'all want to be a part of this and y'all want to have a chance to win a really nice reel and rod, then just send me a friend request on Facebook, or you can send me a PM through Messenger. My name is Mark Davis. You can go to Carolina Outdoor. I'm assuming if you're watching this, you're already there. But if you want to, get in on the action, just let me know, and then I'll shoot it over to him, and we'll get you signed up for it.
Let's go catch some fish.
Let's do it.